Hello, Dr. Jim Palermo, coming to you again with a video introduction for this week's Module 9 in MELS 603, Resources and School Law. Module 9 will open up, if it's not already. I'll have stuff open and ready for you the week of October 26th. Uh, but some of that stuff is there for you now, and some of it I'm going to tell you about right now. In sort of backward order here, two discussions. I have added a discussion related to HR and finance here, so there are two discussions I'd like you to do this week. One is a pretty straightforward question from the text on student search and seizure. If you have viewed the TLO introduction and case study, TLO is the seminal student search and seizure case here when we're thinking about student due process. But how would you apply the information from TLO and student due process to the example here in the Module 9 discipline question? The other is about HR finances, and there is a PowerPoint that I'm going to reference and show you in just a second, but human resources, if we think about the resources available to schools, about 80% of all the dollars spent in public schools is for salaries, for people. And so human resources is a huge, large part of the financial expenditures in public schools. So we're going to break it down and think about human resources, and this is roughly aligned with some of the readings in the chapters. This introduction does go well with Volume 2, the Chapter 15 PowerPoint. But I'm going to break HR down into three different aspects and ask you to do an activity this week on hiring. So we'll think about hiring, getting those people in, attracting and hiring new staff. Then once you have them on board, how are you evaluating them and helping them grow? So there'll be another, we'll touch next week or the following on evaluating teachers, and I'll ask you to do an activity with that. And then finally, sometimes we unfortunately have to move folk out, and so termination will be the third phase of this investigation of some HR finances and HR policies and practices. As rising administrators, again, you should know that a large portion of your duty is going to be managing staff, and hiring, attracting, retaining, terminating staff will be a major portion of your job as an assistant principal or principal, a site-based administrator. So I want this week for you to interview a principal and find out how the process works at your school and in your district. You can go to your district website. That might provide you with some insight, but I suggest that you interview a principal or site-based administrator at your place about the process of posting a vacancy. When you know a vacancy is occurring, how does that get posted? What is the application process for your district? How do you interview candidates? How do you recommend someone for employment? There is a definite process, and I want you to dig a little bit and find out what that is for your school and your district. And then describe your interview in the discussion post and tell one thing that you've learned that surprised you. I didn't ask you to respond to another this week, but that'll be plenty. The PowerPoint that is in the Module 9 content, um, let me reference and refer to that just briefly. Again, major portion of your job as an assistant principal, site-based administrator is going to be managing people. So that is recruiting, staffing, retention. Some basic elements for high-quality HR and roles of HR administrators. Please review the PowerPoint and think through some of the phases here. 65 to 80% historically goes to teacher and administrator salaries. Salary schedules in the state of North Carolina are set, especially for teachers, they are set, and then many counties do offer supplements as well. Now, in the big picture, salaries are just one part of the compensation for teachers and certified all staff on your campus. But what are the other benefits? What benefits do your district provide? Some of these are state, some of them are optional local benefits like dental or vision plans. There are many other benefits tied to the total compensation package that you might not think about as a teacher. Sick leave, annual leave, retirement are all portions of the total compensation package. So, some issues with teachers and school finance. Certainly, issues with recruitment and retention. In many counties, it's hard to get the teachers to come to work for you. You might comment on that in your discussion if it's relevant for you. Are principal and superintendent salaries negotiated? Depends on your district, and yeah, investigate and ask your principal. You might be surprised to know the answer. Um, Review the PowerPoint, please. Some good information for you, and that is in the Module 9 content. Not a whole lot of stuff there for you, but the Module 9 content has that PowerPoint with the HR Finance. So, otherwise, this week, do those two discussions, please, but you have a lot of artifact work to do. If you have not already submitted your SCIP CDE to task stream, if I have told you that it is proficient and I've graded it in Blackboard, please do push it on into task stream to request comments. You should also be working on your OMAD. That should be rolling around about now. The OMAD, it looks at the master schedule and asks you to explain how the schedule serves the needs of the children in your school. But you should have your hand in some aspect of developing either the master schedule or some schedule at your school. Read the OMAD rubric, please, and you should be working on those. Big picture, again, you have many different artifacts to submit this semester. The SCIP CDE, the OMA number 4, ABCD. I'll say more about SIAP number 6, D and E coming up soon, but you should be working on the OMA now. If you have not already submitted your second draft or another attempt at the SCIP and want to do that in Blackboard, please get that in. It's past due now. The deadline or the due date for the OMA is rolling around in just a couple of weeks. Please keep working on your OMA, the Organizational Management Analysis, and look ahead to SCIP D and E, SIAP number 6, D and E. Those will be coming up soon as well. So spend some time working on your artifacts this week as well. Please write to me if you have any questions about those. Please do look at and access the MELS handbook if you need to go there and see the rubrics. Please do work from those rubrics. And I was working from an old version of 603 and didn't have SIAP D here. So I've added that, and you will be responsible this semester for submitting a SIAP D to me. So more about that later. But remember that everything that you always wanted to know about the program is in your handbook, and this is the place to go to check your handbook if you need to know about the rubrics or the artifacts or the descriptor statements or anything related. It's there. Clarification, please give me a call. Write to me at J. Palermo or Gardner Webb, and I'm glad to write you back. There is contact information there for telephone as well. Thanks. I hope you have a great week. Good luck to you.